What's up YouTube, this is Amy's Bro. For this video we will be doing an episode of the KBS Music Bank Weekly Recap. And this was a very interesting program. And when I say interesting, I mean very good. Let's get started, shall we? So, the opening act for this week was Love Shake by Minx. If you know me, you know that I am actually a huge fan of that song. And it kind of bummed me out to see them as just the opening act. But unfortunately, they didn't get voted high enough on the chart for that week because remember this, these episodes are 3 weeks old. So this was actually from the second week of July. We're in the first week of August, for those not paying it, for those keeping score. But they were the opening act for the episode, which was a bummer, trust me. We're going to skip up ahead here to my girls from Poten with Go Easy. They appeared on the show this week, and need I say any more? They aren't my favorite act on the show. They're one of my favorite acts, for anybody who's curious. And I'm not kidding. Them, Minx, Momo right now with their single, and Dick Punks, who we'll be getting to in a minute, are literally some of my favorite acts in K-pop right now. And speaking of, they were the act right after Poten with We Young. Funny story about this song real quick before we move on. I showed their performance from Music Core to a friend of mine who I talked to on Skype. Excuse me. And he watched it. First off, I think he enjoyed the setup that they used for the show, and I personally enjoyed it. That's one of the reasons I watch these shows. But not only did he enjoy that, but he actually, I think also enjoyed the song, which, big props. So, yeah, I think hopefully he'll be checking them out a bit more in the near future. They've been around for a while too, I've come to find out. That's pretty good though. Yeah, definitely nice to see them on the show. And then of course it was Mama Mo. Or was it Mama Moo? I always forget how you pronounce that. But anyway, they came right after Dick Punks with Oh Yeah. And they were the number 5 spot. They stayed there this week. Now, there's a group on the episode of Inkigayo that I covered. They were called December. Well, we saw them on this week's episode of Music Bank. They saw them called Piano. They are a duo, and I will highly recommend that you go check out this group. If there's one of my ultimate rules is, excuse me, if you do a ballad, there's a 99.99999% chance I'm going to like you. Well, this was a ballad. Yes, I liked it. Let's see if they can continue on the road to hopefully make the top of the charts someday on Music Bank. Or maybe M Countdown, who knows. Honey Summer by NS Young-ji or Young-ji. Yes, please. We'll definitely take that song. We'll stick to one right after Hurt Locker with 9 Muses. Excuse me. 9 Muses with Hurt Locker. I did that backwards. But we'll keep it in there. I thought that was funny. Yeah. I was when I was rattling off names of groups that I've become a fan of. Nine Muses is definitely one of them. If you have not checked out Hurt Locker before, please, 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 please go do so. You're doing yourself a disservice if you don't. That's just my opinion, though. BTOB was in the 3 spot with It's Okay, and It Is Okay. It is a very good song. It's a ballad, so that's an automatic win. We'll go to the number 1 candidates for the week with AOA, otherwise known as Aces of Angels, and Heart Attack. To say that I enjoyed the song is an understatement. It's another one of my personal favorites. Here's something you have to know. Probably I don't know if this is for sure, but probably 90% of the groups that I listen to in K-pop right now are girl groups. And one, I like their I like their costuming, the choreography, and I believe that all the girls are very talented. Aces of Angels, AOA, Girls' Generation, Girls' Day are legitimately some of the best artists out there, and not just because they look good. I mean, that's part of it, probably. That's part of it, obviously, for a lot of people. Excuse me. But they have a gift. They all have talent, and that is something that is seriously important in the world of pop. Doesn't matter if it's J-pop, K-pop, C-pop, yes, China, or even the UK or the United States. Talent is something that you cannot, in many respects, put a nationality on or an ethnicity on. Aces of Angels, Girls' Day, Girls' Generation, XCO, Dick Punks, all these groups that I mentioned have something that I see that the reason I will repeat them over and over and over again is simply because I want you to get to know them, and I want you to go check them out. So maybe if you want to get into listening to or watching the K-pop, the KBS Music Bank, or the Mnet Countdown, or Inkigayo on Viki.com. Formerly that was on Drama Fever, by the way. You can, and you will be able to get behind these groups and support them. So when it's time to watch it, you can say, hey, that's my group, and they got to whatever. Anyway, sorry about that, but it's something that needs to be said. See here. Here's my group. Teen Top. The thing about Teen Top that I want to mention is, if you've never heard them, and this goes back to the whole talent thing, they are a group of very gifted and talented young men. And their dance moves are sick. Go watch the video for and you'll see why. I mean, it may look like they were electrocuted a little bit, but no. They have their choreography, they have their dance moves down right. What do you want me to tell you? They are a very talented group that, if they have not won a Internet Countdown or an Inkigayo or a Music Core or a Show Champion, they deserve to, because I believe they are firmly one of the top male acts on the K-pop scene. There's another one which I haven't mentioned, which I'll go back and mention towards the end of this. But yeah. And we had the reigning and defending Music Bank champions with Sister and Shake It. In case anybody's curious, yes, they won. They repeated. So for 2 weeks running, they were the champions, and they did. I think that, and they did an encore at the end as a showing off the air. One artist I did want to mention. I want to see if I have it. If it was in this one, real quick. So give me 2 seconds, because I don't think it is. But anyway, there was this one male. Actually, no, it was on Inky. It was on the Inkigayo episode I covered. There's this one male artist I was listening to, and unfortunately I forgot his name all of a sudden. God damn it! I'll put it in the thing if I remember. But there are a lot of good acts, male or female. It's equal. The thing of it is literally one of the most dominant acts right now, excuse me, is Girls' Generation. They have over 100 wins from all the chart shows that they've performed on. Think about that. There is something about Girls' Generation and groups like Sister rather, and Infinite, you know, and who was it? BTS. You know what I'm saying? There's something about these groups that make people gravitate towards them, and it's why you see them as highly as they are. But the thing is, they've also been around the block for a good while. Some of these groups that I really like Minx with Love Shake. It's unfortunate that they're not as popular as I would like them to be, because it's clear they have a talent. It's clear they have a gift. It's clear they have the ability. The problem is, right now, with the way the scene is, it's so competitive. They have a little ways to wait, because you figure you have XCO, you have Infinite, you have AOA, Girls' Generation. Goddamn, who else you got? You know, you got Po 10. You have all these different artists. Some have been around a while, some are really just starting. But you have all these different artists, and now you're literally in one of the most competitive, legitimately one of the most competitive markets. And maybe you need to expand further and really get your name out there with audiences in Japan, in China, maybe in Russia if you have to, in the UK, in the United States, in South America, and Canada. And then, like I said, maybe you get higher, and hopefully one of these days you're hoisting the trophy. Because that's like the problem. like I mentioned, there's so many gifted artists right now in the K-pop music scene that trying to be the number one every week. Whew. I'd love to know how the hell Girls' Generation went 6 for 6 one week. dig that. Every show they competed on in 1 week, they swept them. Every show. How? In one of the most competitive markets, period. They have the talent, they have the gift, they have everything. They have the complete package. Well, so do a lot of these other artists. The problem is they have the fan base also. And I don't mean to say the fan base like it's a problem and that like it's a negative, because it's not. It's literally just one of the biggest, it's one of the best fandoms out there right now, fan bases. And it also may be hurting a group like Exio, who has a really good song in Love Me Right, but they're on the same label as Girls' Generation. So do you see what I'm saying? They haven't been booked on on M Countdown or Music Bank or Inkigayo that I've seen in a while. But Girls' Generation has, Sister has, Girls' Day has. Girls' Day recently just ended, I think, their promotion of Ring My Bell, but yeah, it's just that competitive. And to see the fact that for the first 2 weeks of July, Sister was on top of the charts, that says something to you, right? Says something to me. Says they're very good. Let's see what happens on week number 3 in July. So I will see you tomorrow for Inkigayo, and I will see you next week when we go to the bank, the KBS Music Bank. Until then, my friends, take care and have a good one. Bye-bye.